Greetings. Today I would like to talk about how to become a bhikkhuni. Often I would get questions from many people, expressing they want to become a bhikkhuni. So in Christianity, it is something like, when you mention that suddenly you want to become a cardinal. It has many steps before we reach the stage of becoming a bhikkhuni. First of all, you have to be Buddhist. Yes, if you are non-Buddhist before, if you were not born Buddhist, in that case you have to take refuge. This is a ceremony that you can go to the monk or the nun, Buddhist monk or Buddhist nun, and ask them that you would like to take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. And you have to say that in Pali 3 times. Puttang saranang kacchami, I take refuge in the Buddha, like that, So I hope that they will give you a certificate. At least you ask for some kind of recognition that you have taken a refuge, meaning that you have become a Buddhist on such and such date. Now, because you were not born a Buddhist, this taking refuge is important, that you have to be, after you have taken refuge, you have to wait for at least 4 months before you can actually take any ordination, any stage of ordination. Then after 4 months, this latest one, we had 2 American students. They wanted to be ordained. Luckily, they were with us more than 4 months. So we arranged this taking refuge for them, and they declared themselves to become a Buddhist, and then they received ordination after 4 months. After 4 months, this is mentioned in the text. So we are just following the text. Then you can become a samaneri. You can take ordination. In Buddhism, there are only 2 levels of ordination. First one is to become a novice. To become a novice, you take papacha to become a novice. This at any age. In the Buddha's time, the youngest one was 7 years old at any age. But we as elderly, we have worked, so we can be 30, 40, 50, whatever. At whatever age, you can become samaneri. What do you do after you have taken the ordination? You take 10 precepts. And then also you take 75 monastic etiquettes. These monastic etiquettes, once you become a monastic, because your livelihood completely depends on the lay people, therefore you have to be very proper in the way you present yourself to the public, the way you eat, you don't eat what you like, but you eat what people offer. So the shift of the mind has to be there from the very start. Otherwise, ordination would not be meaningful to you. As a samaneri, ordination can be given anywhere, any building, any temple, or even in a classroom. And the person who actually gives you the ordination can be bhikkhu, can be bhikkhuni, elderly, senior, bhikkhu or bhikkhuni. There is no need to have chapter of 5, minimum 5. You don't need this quorum of 5, which is called Sangha. Sangha actually need 4 monks or 4 bhikkhunis to actually accept you into the ordination. For samaneri, you don't need this. There is no requirement for the venue, and there is no requirement for the Sangha. So you become a samaneri. Then you want to, you aim, when you become a samaneri, you already aim that you would like to take this monastic lifestyle seriously, and you would want to become a bhikkhuni. That is yet another stage. Samaneri, still a samaneri, but I call this samaneri intensive samaneri. You can be samaneri for a short period of time, like when your teacher is sure that yes, this person is serious in her endeavor, and she is going to be a good nun. So after becoming samaneri for 1 month, 2 months, then you can ask your teacher that you would like to be pronounced as sikkhamana. This is still a samaneri, but sikkhamana is you have to take you have to take 6 Anudharma. 6 Anudharma for 2 full Vasas. Vasas means rain. This 6 Anudharma, where do you get this 6 Anudharma? 6 Anudharma is actually the first to 6th precept that you have already taken as a Samaneri. But this time, make sure that you don't break any one of them, because if you're not serious, if you break any one of them, then they will ask you to start counting anew. Suppose if you have already been a sikkhamana for 1 year, but you have made mistake, you have broken these 6 Anudharma, even one of them, then you have to start counting again. Start year 1. Until you complete your 2 Vasas, 2 rains, or almost 2 years. And then, yes, you have to be, when this ceremony, this accepting you as sikkhamana, must be done in a sima. In a sima. Sima is boundary. In the boundary that has been consecrated properly by the Sangha, either by Bhikkhu Sangha or by Bhikkhuni Sangha. It has to be consecrated sima. And then you have to be accepted by chapters, quorums of minimum 5 Bhikkhunis and 5 monks. You have to have a Bhikkhuni, a senior Bhikkhuni as a teacher during this time, because she will be the one who is actually guiding you, teaching you how to live monastic life properly. So when you have completed sikkhamana for two vasas, it is the responsibility of your teacher, your senior Bhikkhuni teacher, to guide you whether for Upasambhada. The full ordination is called Upasambhada. Now Upasambhada is done by chapters of monks and chapter of nuns and then chapter of monks, chapter of Bhikkhunis and chapter of Bhikkhus. And of course you need sima. That there are 4 requirements, 4 qualities to see whether your ordination, Upasambhada, for you to become a Bhikkhuni is properly done or not. There are 4 qualities. The first quality is yourself. Whether you yourself, you are properly trained, you have already completed 2 vasas of sikkhamana. You have a place to stay when you are fully ordained. You have a teacher to follow. This is the quality of yourself, of candidate. Then the second quality is a quality of the sangha that actually gives you ordination. Whether you have proper Bhikkhuni sangha, proper Bhikkhuni community of 5 Bhikkhunis, and then proper community of monks. What do? The Bhikkhus and the Bhikkhunis. First, the Bhikkhunis, they will be asking you if you are free from the 24 Antarayika Dhamma. It means Antarayika Dhamma means the Dharma that would be dangerous for your monastic life. 24 of them. For the monks, they have 13, but for women, because we need more, more security. We need more, not to be in dangerous place, and we have to make sure of our. They will be asking like whether you have a proper sexual organs. That you don't have 2 sexual organs like that, so it is very, very detailed. But the Bhikkhunis will be asking you of these 24 dangerous points. Once when you are clear, you are purified, so to say, you are purified from these 24 Antarayika Dhammas, then the Bhikkhuni Sangha will guide you to the Bhikkhu Sangha. Now the Bhikkhu Sangha, they will be asking, once you have been introduced to the Bhikkhu Sangha, there will be 2 of them who will make announcement. They will be making announcement to the Bhikkhu Sangha present, at least 5. Generally, in the big city, you should have chapter of 10, quorum of 10 Bhikkhus. They will be asking 3 times whether in this Sangha, in this community, this person, she is a student of that Bhikkhuni, whether any one of you have any problems to accept her as a Sangha member. This they will make announcement 3 times. And if the community kept silent, it means they accept. In Buddhism, when they keep silent, it means they accept. It means yes. Yes? So then the fourth one, The fourth one, then he will proclaim that this person, sikkhamana so and so, is practicing under the Bhikkhuni teacher. Her name is so and so. Now have approached the Bhikkhu Sanghas to join the order, to become Bhikkhunis. Now she is pronounced, she is accepted by the Bhikkhu Sanghas, So the ordination is done like this. Now after ordination, immediately after ordination, they will mark also the time, the time that when you were ordained. Something like, you were ordained at 12 minutes after 10 o'clock, like that, they will make pronouncement. And then the Bhikkhu teacher will be giving you, explaining to you the 8 parachikas. 8 parachikas. Parachikas is the first section of the monastic code of practice. The Bhikkhu teacher will explain to you the 8 parachikas and also give you the 3 nisaya. You have to take nisaya. Nisaya is to follow a teacher, to follow a Bhikkhuni teacher for 3 years. For 2 years. The bhikkhus will follow their teacher for 5 years. That's because they didn't have the sikkhamana period, for us, the bhikkhunis, we have to be trained as sikkhamana for 2 vasas, and then we have to follow the teacher. After ordination, then we have to follow our teacher for 2 more years. Like that, Then you become fully ordained, you become properly Bhikkhuni. Now you are residing in certain arama with the Sangha. This is the proper way that we are going about. And because this sikkhamana is first introduced in Thailand, in Sri Lanka, where we receive ordination, they still ordain Bhikkhunis from Samaneris. But in the text it is very clearly said that the Bhikkhunis should come from sikkhamana. In our Patimokkha, in the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha, we have 311 rules in the Patimokkha. Within these 311 rules, we have 15 rules in Pajittiya section that explain about how we should go about training sikkhamana. Very clearly explained. Therefore, it is our duty, the Bhikkhuni's duty as a teacher, to make sure that our student is properly trained and that she has gone through levels of training, first as Samaneri and then sikkhamana for 2 vasas, and then fully ordained Upasambhada to become Bhikkhuni. And after Bhikkhuni, she should also be following her teacher for 2 more years. This is how it is done. And because Bhikkhunis is still very new issue, at least in Thailand and in neighboring countries, in Vietnam, in Indonesia, all something that happened within this past 3 decades only. So therefore, we are starting a new page of history, and we have to make sure that we are taking the right step in order so that this young sapling of both the Bhikkhunis will be strong, will be firm, and will be prospering into the future, so that we can actually help strengthen Buddhism into the future. Thank you.